Let's go through what's happening with Iran and the US, and let's explain what the fuck could happen in the future based off a few different points in history. First, I want to start off with the oil embargo and the 1973 energy shock. So what this was basically several Arab nations that were producing oil in like 1973 stopped selling oil to the US. The oil was like not sold to the US because a lot of Arab countries and basically the OPEC, which stands for Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, they weren't happy that the US was backing Israel. And during this time, the Yom Kippur War was going on, or whatever the fuck that shit was. It was basically just Egypt and Syria like doing a surprise attack on Israel. They weren't too happy that we decided to back Israel, so they stopped selling oil to us, which fucked up our economy, for short term at least. And it took the US around 3 to 5 years to repair from this like economic struggle. And this affected like normal people in the US because since there was such an oil crisis, lines for gas stations were like extremely long. Sometimes people wouldn't even get gas. So people weren't going out as much. They weren't buying shit from stores. Also, it costed more for food to be transported. So people were just buying less food because they couldn't afford it. Also, there was like less travel because the jet fuel prices went up, which would overall make the tickets for plane rides go up too. So that's just one example, like what could happen if this Iran thing escalates. Who knows what's gonna happen, but let's keep going. Let me give you guys some other examples. This is like a lighter example. This wasn't as bad. I'm gonna go through the trade disruption with Russia in 2022. This is basically when like all these companies pose different like sanctions on Russia because of like when Russia invaded Ukraine. American companies just were not supporting it. Most American companies, at least. Russia was a big exporter of oil, natural gas, wheat, and fertilizer. Prices for these commodities obviously rose because if there's a shortage of them because we're fucking boycotting them, that's just what's gonna happen. Around this time in 2022, not that long ago, you probably remember grocery bills going up, gas prices going up. This one wasn't as bad as the 1973 thing with Israel in those Arab countries. It wasn't good, but it was not on that level. So it also could end up like this, like a short-term thing. Maybe they feud for another month or so, or maybe even a year. If it doesn't escalate, we could see something like this where prices just maybe go up a bit, but then eventually they stabilize and it's not really an extreme thing. I mean, guys, if I'm gonna be real with you, I have no idea what the fuck is gonna happen. The US and Iran don't really fuck with each other like that. I mean, personally, I'm an optimistic thinker. I don't think the US is gonna go into some huge recession. I don't know, if I do play devil's advocate, a bunch of like people on YouTube, fake economists, say that we've been due for a financial recession for a while. So who knows what's gonna happen? I'm playing mediator here, but I wanted to give you guys just a few examples of like how events like this have happened throughout history, just so you could have a better idea of what we're actually dealing with. I'll keep you guys updated. Comment down below if you have any thoughts or questions, and yeah, have a good day.